Rabbi Didy Waks standing by on the line right now. He was a part of all of this. Not affiliated with the college necessarily. However, these are all Hamilton students. Rabbi, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. So tell us about the trip to Washington. And I'm told that the Congresswoman was quite impressed.
Yeah, so we had as part of our Hamilton Chabad student group, which is a student group at Hamilton College, which we are unofficially affiliated or somewhat official, but unofficially connected to the college. So we went to the AIPAC Policy Conference, which is the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, which is basically the Israel lobby in Washington. They have an event once a year, which this year attracted a record 18,000 people from across the country, from every single state. And it's basically a public spectacle of pro-Israel activism. And what's amazing about the event is the bipartisanship of this event, and it's very, very special because especially at a time like this, where you have so much gridlock and so much, you could almost say, political hostility, and to see, the speaker of the leaders on both sides in the House and the Senate come and walk out together. You had different Congress people who've worked on both sides of the aisle walking out together and sort of saying that this is the one issue that really keeps us as friends because it's so easy to agree on. So that was very special. And then we as a group, the students who were there from Hamilton, went to meet with Claudia in her D.C. office. All the delegates who attend the convention, well, as many as they can get, go and meet with their respective, representatives. And beautifully, our students decided instead of going to their home representatives, they wanted to actually meet with their current one from, Hamilton. So we met with Claudia, and there were very few people who have made it to that meeting, so they really ran the meeting and they presented the issues. They prepared what they wanted to say before, and one of the students is actually of Israeli descent. One of them is, a few of the other ones are actually involved in the Jewish community. So they presented it, and the Congresswoman was extremely open to hearing the ideas. She was very warm, and it was a very beautiful experience of, democracy in action.
It's interesting. You were a part of this is a national movement here, right? This day, it was 3 days, right? 3 full days.
3-day event. Yep.
Yeah. So some 18,000 people across the country participating, and obviously right now it's we've just when you think we're making progress when it comes to Israel and the Middle East, we're not. And obviously this Iranian issue is a big topic. A lot of people fearful of this Iranian deal, especially in Israel. Right.
So before the Iranian deal passed, most activists involved in this organization would have been, definitely myself included, were very critical of the deal and really worked to try and get our Congress people, representatives, etc., to oppose the deal. Now the deal is here, it's a reality, and it's the facts on the ground. We are trying to work, and I'm not talking as an AIPAC activist because I don't work for them, but as a individual, we want to make sure that the Iranian regime is held to the highest level of scrutiny, and that the enforceability is really checked up upon all the time. So that's really what it is, and I'll just say that the point of the whole event is to really affirm those who support Israel in Congress, to show them and display the love and the appreciation that we as citizens who are concerned about Israel have for them and for what they're doing. And it's not always popular, and some of them do it when it doesn't actually work for them in a partisan way. We have different senators who really stand up for Israel when it matters and when they think that something is being unfair. So it's very, very great to be at such an event, regardless of one's views on Israel, but just more generally to see democracy and how America works.
And Israel really is the one issue that both sides of the aisle seem to agree on, right? I mean, it's the one area you can find bipartisanship in Washington.
I would say so, and it's a very interesting phenomenon as well because this is much of the Jewish community, you would say, just from polls, I think, find themselves in the Democratic camp, and this convention, obviously. Many of the high-level officials that were there, they had Mike Pence, the vice president, came to speak. We had the new ambassador to the UN, amongst many others. But they were obviously from the current administration. But the love that they were shown was no different from the love that was shown to, Obama and to Vice President, former Vice President. So the point is that many of the people have many issues with these people and with their views, and because they're from a very different political philosophy. However, when it comes to AIPAC, what they are trying to do is make sure that these people understand that we love and appreciate their pro-Israel stances. And I would say the person who got the biggest round of applause, she was really taken, was the new UN ambassador, the American ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley, who has just been, she came there the first day and she just told people the UN, America is taking names of countries that are not standing with America and American values, and anyone who tries to, defame Israel in the UN, we're going to take action. So she has been totally, and the best line she said, I wear high heels not as a fashion statement, but to kick people wear it. That's what she said. So, she was extremely strong, and to hear that was very reassuring to the people.
Right. How many students came from Hamilton, by the way?
From Hamilton, we had a delegation of 6 students.
Okay. And
from around the country, we had about 4,000 students. Oh, wow. We had also not part of our delegation, but it was directly from AIPAC. They reached out to different heads of the student governments, and the head of the student government body, Student Assembly at Hamilton, was there as well. He's not Jewish, obviously, but he was... well, not obviously, I guess, but he was there. And it's amazing, again, this is not a Jewish event. There was probably half the people there or so are not Jewish. You had African-American leaders, Latino leaders. You had it all across the board. And that's why it's a very unifying and diverse event.
Awesome. Rabbi, as always, we appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much.
Right, we'll
Enjoyed.
Talk
Thank you so
soon.
much. We'll speak soon.
A quick break.